Welcome back to another video, everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a rather detailed analysis on a dungeon quest run. So now that with the recent update of the rings coming into play, there's 5 different abilities the rings give you, along with health, physical power, or spell power, so you can deal more damage as well as having these 5 abilities. So I'm going to kind of be running you through what I have been doing for these runs. I had a lot of trouble doing hardcore by myself, and now I'm able to do it with basically no problem, except for a few tricky parts, which I'll try to help guide you guys through. But we're gonna start with the first boss, and just with the ring. So there's 5 abilities. There's one about healing. There's one about healing people and giving them shield, and I'll put them up on the screen. There's one about regenning. There's one about taking less damage. One about dealing more damage, and then one about, I believe, having more health. I think is all the right ones. So I'm going to be doing a side-by-side comparison to kind of test which ability is better. I've always wondered this, if using the dragon at the beginning or just using the laser beam the whole time is better. Because the problem with the dragon, I feel when you use that green dragon spell, I feel like he always goes up into the air twice rather than once. But yeah, we'll do an analysis on that. But back to the rings. Basically what I do, I've been doing a lot of tier 4 runs for the Mechanical Menace event. The skills are relatively close to tier 5. Obviously, if you can get a group for tier 5, by all means do it. It just takes a lot longer. I just roll for the tier 4 super easily. I'm level 210 at this point. And they're super easy. It takes literally 5 seconds. And you can get pretty good rings. I definitely recommend getting purple ones that have health regen on them. You can get anywhere from 1 to 5%. If you can get above 3% on both rings, that'd be great. I get almost 300 million HP back every 3 seconds, which is great, so it's basically just a free heal. And this part on this boss is the hardest part when all 3 of those things are pulling you different ways, so I'd recommend using the Rift Beam if at least you're a mage, and just take out 2 of them and then just walk toward the other one so that the guys don't hit you, and then just take them out as fast as you can for this first boss. But as you can tell, we pretty much take it out at the exact same time. I think I messed up on the Rift Beam or the Dragon one or the other, and they were still very close in time, so a lot of people say to use a Dragon. I honestly don't think it's that big of a difference. But I definitely use the Rift Beam for all of the bosses, and then for the rest of the dungeon, use this chain spell. I'm not exactly sure the name of it, but it is pretty helpful for taking out people quickly. But for the ring regen thing, each one of my rings has, I believe, 3.5% regen every 3 seconds. I'm getting 7% of my health back every 3 seconds. Which, a rough calculation of it is you would just take your health and multiply it by the decimal value of your percentage. So, for example, if you had 8%, you do 0.08. If you had 10%, it'd be 0.1. And then you can get an idea of how much health you're getting per 3 seconds. And it heals you pretty fast, which is kind of nice. You can just run from enemies if you're super weak and you don't need to use a heal spell and just keep fighting. You can always just wait kind of at the bottom. Like here, I could wait a couple seconds for this boss because I know he'll try to jump on top of me, and it does like 2 billion when he does, so definitely need to be careful on this guy especially. But for this one, just kind of stay away. The good thing about the heal regen thing is as long as you have a decent amount of HP, you pretty much out-heal his spinning thing very quickly. I wououldn't recommend stepping on those red lines at all, but you can pretty much just stand in one place with that red spinning circle he does, and you'll be fine. This boss is also relatively easy, and then I'll show you guys a couple tricks for the 3rd and 4th boss that are probably the most helpful in this entire video for actually beating this successfully. I believe as of now, the Mechanical Menace event has come to an end. I recorded this a couple days ago, and I just haven't had time to actually voice it over. But today we're going to be doing that. And yeah, so I just keep mainly working on the ring raids, and like I said, if you can do tier 5s, by all means do them, but if you can only get tier 4s done, you'll probably be fine. Like I said, I think the most important is looking for that regen and getting purple rings, because purple rings have 3 abilities. I believe blue has 2, and I think green and grays both have 1. I'm not 100% positive on that, but so many different rings, you can get pretty high health regen. You can get up to 10%. If you have 2 rings equipped, which is really nice, so I'd be getting like 400 million back per 3 seconds, which is awesome. So it's basically just a free healer without actually having to have another person in your lobby, which makes the dungeon easier. But the other 2 things I'd look for, I'd say, is maybe more damage to the boss and then possibly damage reduction to yourself. The healing one with the overshield is really only helpful if you're a guardian, so I definitely have those rings handy. And then the other one with extra health, I don't really care for it. It might be good for some scenarios, but I don't see much of a point in it. But as we approach this third and final boss, I'm actually going to be showing you guys how to get a title. I'm pretty sure how you get it. He's going to throw down this orange orb pretty early. I believe if you... It actually does damage to him, and I believe if your final hit is with that orb, you get this legendary title called Return to Cinder. I got it on accident, not knowing what this did until like literally a week ago. So this orb, if you're able to run it close enough to him, it'll hit him, and it doesn't do much damage, but it does like maybe 7Q or so. I'm not entirely sure on that. It doesn't do much, but as you can tell, I almost died here, but I'm getting a couple 100 million HP back. I think I only had like 6% ring at this time. So I only had like 240 or something like that. But yeah, so just definitely make sure you hit those orange orbs on him. And like I said, if you want to get the title, just wait for him to cycle through it again, because he'll throw it down a couple times. So like if I wanted to get it, I could get him super low and then have that be his last hit. But the most important thing right here, as you guys can tell, my HP bar is red, now orange. If you have the health regen, you can actually just sit here and watch this little like cutscene, whatever you want to call it, and it'll actually heal you as it goes through. So like I almost watched this entire thing, I think, and then once your health bar is full, just click skip. But I mean, the final boss isn't super hard, but when he does his triple like rock barrage thing, and they're really hard to dodge, I definitely recommend getting at least some of your HP back, so that you can do this a little bit easier. So I'm probably just gonna watch most of this, if not all of it, just to get my HP back. You have a couple seconds to like the following scene, but this is one of the like best things about this update. I'm sure they might patch it eventually if they already have. I'm not aware. And now I'm at full health. I don't have to worry about being it. I was probably at 500 million just a second ago, and now I'm full. So now I just fight this boss like normal. Nothing too special about him. It's mainly just the first boss, proving that it doesn't really matter if you use the dragon spell or the other one. And then for the third boss, just utilizing that orange orb the best you can, and then just utilizing your health regen and just watching that cutscene if you need to. I mean, if you have enough HP, whatever you think you can fight with reasonably, I wouldn't worry about it. But if you're super low, then I definitely take caution. But that's going to wrap up the video for you guys. I hope this was helpful for you, just kind of explaining the best way to approach hardcore with the new ring update. It's definitely been a huge help with these rings. And again, I'll put up a little breakdown of what each thing does. But until then, I hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until next time.